never makes the news. Still I have to do what's right. To the King of all kings, all praise is due. Yesterday I was on a train. A little boy asked me my name. He said, sir, I've seen you before. Tell me, who are you? Said I am a legend that you never heard of before. I said I am a lion, but you never heard me roar. I am a hero that nobody celebrates. But if one person remembers my name, that means I made a change. I'm the man who cooks the food and feed the street people in the afternoon. I'm the lady
like I'm hearing cool music playing
in the halls of your son's preschool. I'm the soul that made a change. I'm the man who cooks the food and feed the street people in the afternoon.
Oh,
live stream up. Yes, yeah, because you have the live stream playing.
Yes, I just realized.
Right.
Yes, I hear that one.
If you ask me, I'm quite fine. Being an ordinary person, doing what's right. Yesterday at the football game, a little girl asked me my name. She said, sir, I've seen you before. Tell me, who are you? I said, I am a legend that you never heard of before. Said I am a lion, but you never heard me roar. I am a hero that nobody celebrates. But if one person remembers my name, that means on the ocean of fame I'm an unknown sailor. I'm the percussionist playing with the whalers, the one with the shaker, the mover and shaker. My name wasn't on the front of the paper, but me no cater. Much more than the work is greater. Creation glorifies creator. So all deeds done are in the name of my maker. I am a legend. Words from the lion's mouth. I am a hero that nobody celebrates. But if one person remembers my name, give praise, that means I made a change. Story of my life, ordinary person just like you. If you take a look inside, you see the great things that people do. We're out there changing lives day and night, day in, day out. BBC don't show it, CNN don't show it. He's out. The pressures of a life and it tough. No stay down, mama, time to get up. No bother with the down, full style, strictly up, full vibes. Now pick it up when the bills, them, the rent and the mortgage due. When me chalice, when your best friends are gone and it's only you. Like a past split, turn up the music. Skanking sweet, everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and the rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and the every pain there's a melody, yeah. For every trouble there's a harmony that brings everything together. So make we sing together. And who said life no order? And every man got their struggle. I beg you to help me, Lord, and let me overcome my struggles. Skanking sweet, everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet, everybody wanna feel like free. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah. Skanking sweet, we skank it till our morning come, until the day when my troubles are gone. Hallelujah, we're grooving in our cha-cha. We're grooving all my troubles away. Everybody wanna feel like the troubles and the rockin'. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah. Skank. Everybody wanna feel like the troubles and the rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah. So skanking, everybody wanna feel like free. Forget the troubles and the rock with me. Skanking, feel a reggae music sweet. Everybody was skanking sweet. Everybody was skanking sweet. Body was skanking sweet. Everybody was skanking sweet. Yeah. I'm gonna be skanking. I wanna be skanking. I'm gonna be skanking. I'm gonna be skanking. Whoa.
Good evening, everyone. I am Javon Druman, your moderator for today, and I am here to host our manifesto presentation for our parishes. And so let me just introduce myself for a bit. I serve in many capacities in regards to youth leadership, mainly and primarily the one that I serve in is the one in which I am at UStat serving as the Vice President of Programming and Volunteerism. I also serve in many capacities, but that's enough about me. I would like for us to acknowledge our candidates who are here to present on their manifestos. And it's all about you. It's all about your manifestos, your plan for a nation. And we are happy that you have joined us. We're happy that you have indicated your willingness to serve our nation in this capacity. I would also like to extend special welcome to all our staff members of the Youth Adolescents Policy Division of the Ministry of Education and Youth, and all our delegates of the National Youth Council of Jamaica. I'd also like to welcome you all watching us online, all of you that are here with us today. I'd also like to acknowledge Ms. Donette Bachan Walker, or Implementation Director. With all of that out of the way, we want to get straight into it, straight without lacking, without delaying, but I'd need to set our house rules first. Just to set our house rules, and then we will be allowing Mr. Mitchell to come and to greet us. So our house rules for today is we are here for our or manifesto presentations, and each candidate will be given 3 minutes each to present their manifestos. After each presentation, 2 minutes will be allotted for question and answers, and we are not allowed, and I will repeat, we are not allowed to ask questions during each presentation. I would also have it noted that we're all expected to have our cameras on while we're presenting so that our viewers can see us and get to understand who we are. They'll know our faces for the positions to which we are applying for. So I'm going to be inviting Mr. Guyan Mitchell to come, the program manager of the National Youth Council of Jamaica, just to greet us as he sees fit.
Yes, good evening, everyone. It's good to have you all today. The manifesto presentation for our candidates for our parish executive. The candidates are vying for different positions, and I am looking forward to hear the manifestos, the plans that they have in place, well, the plans that they would like to implement if they should serve on the parish councils. And so I'm looking forward to that. The rules were set, and I hope that everyone that is here will actually give their support and will listen, of course, to the presentations, and hopefully we can have some great things coming in terms of suggestions and recommendations to move the National Youth Council of Jamaica agenda forward. So thank you, the Ministry of Education and Youth through the Adolescent Policy Division is responsible for giving technical and administrative support to the National Youth Council of Jamaica. And we continue to do this because we see that it is very important that youths at the community level from various youth organizations are able to participate in the decision-making of our country. And so we welcome everyone, and we are looking forward to a very productive meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that greeting, Mr. Mitchell. Again, that was the program manager of the National Youth Council of Jamaica. So it is time for us to get straight into our manifesto presentations. And I would just like for us to begin with the parish of St. Mary. But just before we begin, our candidate that would have been vying for the position of secretary would have been Mr. Romario Mears. And sadly, Mr. Romario Mears has passed away, but the NYCJ, the National Youth Council of Jamaica, would like to take just a moment of silence to acknowledge our respect for Mr. Romario Mears. Thank you all. Now, vying for the position of Public Relations Officer, we have Mr. Sean Palmer. Just to remind us all once more before he comes, that we will be posting our questions after each presentation, and we'll be doing so via the chat. So I'll be monitoring the chats, and you'll be sending your questions. Be careful to make note of each question that you have. While the presentation is going on, this is how we keep our candidates accountable. So again, we will be vying for the position of Public Relations Officer, Mr. Sean Palmer. Are you hearing me, Mr. Palmer?
Yes, I am. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. We'd like to see you as well. If you could turn on your camera.
You're not. My camera is on. You're not seeing.
I am. Oh, let me move this, and I am seeing you now. Okay, Mr. Palmer. So the floor is yours. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow youth leaders, and esteemed people of St. Mary, it is with a deep sense of purpose and a wealth of leadership experience that I proudly declare my candidacy for the position of Public Relations Officer for the St. Mary Parish Youth Council. As a youth advocate and a national youth parliamentarian, I am a firm believer in the capitalizing power of youth. I recognize the incredible potential within each of us to drive positive change. Today, I invite you to join me on this mission to be a catalyst for positive change in St. Mary through three pillars: content, consistency, and community. Our journey begins with a commitment to the core values, with the core values of the NYCJ, with key focus on advocacy, leadership, volunteerism, and empowerment as the foundation of my candidacy. As PRO, I will launch an inform and inspire initiative, which will ensure that every member and stakeholder is well informed about the activities of the St. Mary Parish Youth Council, upcoming events, academic and professional opportunities, and other relevant information to keep them inspired and engaged with our dynamic content. We will have weekly engagements to foster informed decisions. I'll engage young people on current affairs. This will be followed by monthly Instagram live sessions where we will tackle urgent and engaging topics of interest in collaboration with the national body and other like-minded entities. Consistency. We will have presidential collaboration. I will establish quarterly meetings with all club presidents and leaders, enabling them to submit a monthly calendar of proposed activities. This would facilitate timely advertisement and information distribution at least 2 weeks before each event. After this meeting, we will develop a shared calendar, which will be accessible to all clubs in St. Mary. This calendar will keep everyone informed about local and national activities and observances under the National Youth Council of Jamaica's mandate. Evaluation. Of course, there is no consistency without quality evaluation. I will rigorously evaluate content engagement, target audience responses, and the overall growth of our social media platforms to ensure continuous improvement. Finally, community. I will compile a comprehensive database for social media platforms used by all youth clubs in St. Mary. This database will facilitate appropriate tags and collaboration to promote awareness of the core values and the mandate of the National Youth Council of Jamaica and the activity and awareness of clubs in St. Mary. Monthly newsletters. Every month, I will disseminate newsletters to youth clubs, stakeholders, and the national body outlining activities from the past month. I believe that keeping everyone in the loop is vital for fostering unity and progress. Finally, a youth leader highlight. In November, coinciding with Youth Month, we will launch a special initiative, Youth Leader Highlight. This ongoing effort will spotlight exceptional young individuals from St. Mary who excel in their studies, work, or embody and promote the core values of the NYCJ. I stand ready to be a catalyst for change in St. Mary and invite you to join me on this extraordinary journey. Together, let us empower our youth, celebrate their achievements, and create a brighter future for our parish as we work towards catalyzing change through content, consistency, and community. 3 pillars, 3 points, and 1 young man to make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. And again, he is going for the position of Public Relations Officer of the Parish of St. Mary. And so I'm going to be inviting us now to share our questions as Mr. Palmer is ready to go. He's ready to answer your questions pertaining to his manifesto. So let me see the questions coming in the chat. I hope that we have written down our questions and we're ready to press Mr. Palmer to find out what it is that he's going to be doing as our Public Relations Officer. So we could begin to share our questions now. I'm waiting to see the questions coming in. Or if you'd like to unmute your mic and ask your question, you're also invited to do so. I'm not seeing anybody posting any questions. Well, Mr. Palmer, I'd like to ask you this then. As the Public Relations Officer of your chapter in St. Mary, what exactly is it that you have in mind that you'd like to portray pertaining to the council in your division? What is the view? What is the objective? What are you trying to accomplish?
Sorry about that. So the mission for the St. Mary Parish Council, in my eyes, is to show youth that it is an avenue where it is a space where they belong, a space where they can feel free to express themselves. It's a space where they can feel free to come and enjoy themselves and just better themselves in terms of personal development, in terms of learning different skills, engaging with like-minded people, and just building their networks and developing them into more mature and productive members of society.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Palmer. I'm not seeing any other questions, and here is one coming in now. So Roshane Ferron is saying the campaign is heavily focused on social media. What are the measures to reach youths without data access, especially in rural St. Mary or rural youths? My bad.
Well, excellent question. So one of the things I pride myself on is that for me, youth leadership isn't just something that's portrayed out there. It is more of a lifestyle. So
Right.
one point to answer that question is I will continue to live that lifestyle to show youth, especially the rural youth, that doesn't matter where you're from, whether you're from the urban area, you're from the rural area, wherever you are in St. Mary, you have the ability to make an impact. You have the ability to contribute to something great. So definitely visiting these youth clubs, creating physical flyers, reading it to them, explaining certain things to them for persons who cannot read, persons who are illiterate, persons who are a bit slow in terms academically. Just going out there, going where the rural youth are, going in these spaces to find them and to converse with them, and not thinking of myself as so high on a level that I can come down to theirs, but just being able to be someone they relate to and someone they can talk to and share with. That is how I will reach and access the rural youth.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Palmer. That's all the questions we'll have for you today. And we're moving right along to our candidate. Could you please mute your mic, Mr. Johnson?
No, I would like to have a question.
Oh, okay. Well, the time for questions would have expired. You could also put it in the chat and maybe Mr. Palmer will be able to reach out to you privately to answer that question.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So now we'll be moving on to our candidate vying for the position of Vice President, and we'll be having Marion Ashman coming to present on his manifesto. Mr. Ashman, are you here? And are you able to present? Mr. Ashman? So I'm not hearing from Mr. Ashman. I believe a message would have been sent from our candidate vying for the position of president, Mr. Davian. I'm not sure if he would have arrived at home as yet. Are you willing to go now, Mr. Davian Manoff?
Are you hearing me clearly?
I am.
Yes, so I am still trying to reach my destination. I'm not there as yet. I'm driving.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So just send a message in the chat so that we'll know when you've arrived, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, all right. So we're moving right along to our parish of St. Catherine, and we'll be taking our manifesto presentation from Miss Chevanique Scott, vying for the position of secretary. Chevanique, are you online and are you hearing me? Our candidates, we're waiting for you. Ms. Scott, giving you one last opportunity. Okay, and we move right along. I am looking now for our candidate vying also for the position of secretary, Miss Rochelle Beavers. And Rochelle, you are ready?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. So your 3 minutes begin now. All the best.
Okay, so hi everyone. I hope everyone is okay and staying hydrated in this weather. I am Rochelle Beavers, a 26-year-old young
All right. One moment, Rochelle.
lady.
Rochelle, are you hearing me?
Born and raised in the parish of St. Catherine, Spanish Town. It's my hometown. I love it. Some insight on what I do. I am currently a youth ministry, operate 6 branch churches. So I oversee. Sure. Yes, I am. You're not hearing me?
Right. So Miss Rochelle seems to be having a bit of technical difficulties pertaining to her device. So we want to really give her the opportunity to be able to present to us in
Yes,
a
I
way.
am here.
Okay, wonderful. So you may go ahead now with your presentation.
Okay, no problem. So I am Rochelle Beavers, a 26-year-old young lady by her maternal grandmother who devoted her life to working as a domestic worker. Some insights about me is that I am currently a youth minister for the Harvest Time Ministry, currently operating 6 their youth department. I currently applied for the role of secretary for St. Catherine because this role, I believe, matches my strength. In the terms of matching my strength, from a younger time, I've always been doing paperwork. I've always find the time to do the ministerial work in the role of secretary. That's what I started out as a youth person in the church, and also because I have excellent communication skills. I am quick at typewriting, and that's also the career that I'm currently in. And I am efficient around the office. Also, it's because I enjoy this type of work. So, having tried different jobs as a young person, I realized just working in the field of typing, doing computer work, and all has always been a fun job for me. I love answering the telephone. I love greeting people, and being a secretary, you're the eyes and ears of a company. And so greeting persons is one of my strong pursuits. And in accomplishing this, what I tend to accomplish with being the person for National Secretary of St. Catherine is to go out there and meet with my young people, let them know the opportunities that is currently there for them as young people, what standards they can set for themselves, what I have achieved as a young person, what they can achieve, and let them know that even though they are from the ghetto, then they can also become something of themselves. And I believe that that's the jing persons. And so the role of secretary, elected as secretary, I seek to implement nothing, but I want to add to what is already there. So the government has a system of stuff that has been put in place for young people. However, because young people tend to sometimes not read or not know about these programs that the government have in place, then they always say that there's nothing out there for them. So I would utilize social media, and not only that, but I would walk within my vicinity of St. Catherine, promoting what the government has already have in place for young people, letting them know about the scholarships to go back to school, the evening classes, know about art, even housing sector that many young persons now wants to own their own home, promoting stuff like that, and also utilizing social media, because that's also a major factor for our young people. Everybody's now on social media. So I would also utilize that to promote what the government already has in place for young people, so they can become more aware and also take advantage of the stuff that's there. So for me, in summary, the values of the Jamaica National Youth Council fights for the rights of our young people in letting them have a voice, and I want to be a part of that change, to let my voice be heard and other young people's voice be heard, and speak on youth's behalf within my community and within the parish of St. Catherine. And the motto that I go by, which I want young people to go by, is if you want it, you can achieve it. Be you. That's it for me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miss Beavers. And she said that her motto is, if you want it, you can achieve it. And so we want to know now, because Miss Beavers said that she's willing to walk through the parish of St. Catherine. And so I want you to ask your questions to Miss Beavers so that she'll be able to answer them accordingly. She is here representing herself, vying for the position of secretary for the St. Catherine division. And so I'm going to invite us now to post our questions in the chat. So let me see, I'm seeing a lot of activity there in the chat. And so, okay, so I'm seeing from April Gray, how will you motivate the unmotivated to actually take up these offers, especially given that everyone believes that whatever the system has in place is not for them without links?
Okay, so I turned off my camera because they tend to hear me clearer. All right,
That's
so to you, I think it's April. Or will I motivate the unmotivated? I would let them know my story. So I am from the ghetto of Walks Road. I think most persons that comes from Spanish Town will know there. And I came from nothing to what I am now. How I would motivate them is to let them know how I go about achieving what I have achieved. So in terms of housing, where persons are saying that, oh, you have to be married, you have to join together to own a home, the government has now put in place a system where you can own your home single-handedly. How I would motivate them is worked my way from the bottom to the top. I went around my community seeking scholarships from small business owners to attend college. And now I am in the process of owning my home. Oh, I did that, savings on my story that could motivate them. Coming from nothing to something, they can achieve it. As my motto said, you can be the change if you want to be the change.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for that response, Ms. Beavers. It's truly motivating just to hear you say that. And I would like just to see if there's any more questions. I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat being posted. Just a lot of comments for you, Ms. Beavers. Ms. Beavers. So We're going to be moving right along. Thank you so much for presenting to us. I hope you're hearing me. And we're moving right. Okay, wonderful. Moving right along to our treasurer, Miss Chantel. Please forgive me if I butcher your last name, but Miss Chantel Punansi. Chantel, are you online? Let me see. I'm not seeing Chantel online. I would also anticipate, given that it had rained, that many of our persons coming online would be having difficulties joining. So during the period of time, we'll give them just the opportunity to come on if it is that they're able to. We are also moving right along. We are unable to get Miss Chantel Punansi, and we are going to our candidate vying for the position of vice president. And that candidate is Mr. Jaheem Lewis. And so, Mr. Jaheem Lewis, we invite you now to turn on your camera and to make your presentation to us.
Good afternoon. Good evening, I'm sorry. I'm currently trying to load up my computer for about half an hour now, and it's not loading up.
So you're currently on your phone?
It is saying that host has joined. I don't know if I can get let in or so on my laptop. I have two devices, but my phone is at one right now. I'm going to plug it in.
Oh, your phone is dying. All right, Mr. Jaheem, Mr. Lewis, we'll come back to you then, given that you're having that challenge. If you're able to join back on your laptop, just put it in the chat so that I'll be able to acknowledge you. Okay? It seems that he has gone. So we move right along to our presidency candidate. First of all, we would like to acknowledge that Mr. Chandre Powell, due to unforeseen circumstances, will not be able to join us today. He really wanted to make his presentation, but unfortunately, he is unable to be here. Mr. Lewis, I've seen that you would have turned on your camera. Are you ready to make your presentation to us now?
Yes, sir. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Jaheem Lewis from St. Catherine, Spanish Town to be exact. I am currently a student of the University of Technology, Jamaica, pursuing a bachelor's in electrical engineering. So, in doing that, I have observed a lot of pattern in regards to youths from the higher diaspora to the lower. So I would like to expound on that a bit further. I've observed that youths who are going to UTech are from the higher diaspora are like different in regards to communication and coming together as one. We on the lower end who are trying to get up there through education and other means are like disconnected in many aspects that I've observed. In my community, which is Ebonyville, I'm the president of the youth club. I've tried to develop communication aspects where youths from ages 12 to 27 could come in and voice their opinions, come in and share a safe space to communicate. But it's like very limited in regards to the outcome of the persons. So I, as a youth president of my community, and also a DA for the St. Catherine Youth Council, as a plan, my plan is keeping events that will bring youths together. For example, sporting events. I've been around the St. Catherine Youth Council or the Youth Innovation Center for about 2 years. And I've observed that if they are keeping something, either it's, oh, I should put this now. Either it's not fully organized or persons who are invited aren't present. Miscommunication causes that a lot, because I've observed not just the youth council of St. Catherine, but other youth organizations, like they will say they are keeping something like about 9 p.m. And when you look, it's like about 10 or 12, 11 sometimes. But in a way we could fix that is coming together, making sure that everything is pre-planned and in place, so we could get everything on time. So persons wouldn't have to be complaining about the late outcomes. On the other hand, I've observed a lot of things of social media with TikTok, YouTube as well, Facebook, Instagram. The youths like persons who are like have a little soft side to them, gimmicks, So we could implement things like a TikTok live. As a vice president, I would suggest that if I am elected, we could also keep parties. My uncle is currently an electrician at the main event group. I could get letters to them to get sponsorship, And at Ebonyville, we have a big football field, which was just renovated. We also have a netball court. Persons could plan events, not just St. Catherine alone. Other parishes could come together, St. Catherine, everyone else who are here. Even nationals would come together and plan something big there. Even a stage show. We could write letters to upcoming artists, artists. Big artists as well, because once they see things that is a part of the National Youth Council, they would participate in it. In conclusion, I would like to say, I am a very optimistic young man who is very time efficient, because I'm doing engineering, so you have to be time efficient. And I would like to see the betterment of all the youths across the island, a matter of fact, in the world. As vice president, I will head this vision, and together we'll make a lasting difference.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. And again, he is vying for the position of vice president. So we are looking forward now to seeing our questions coming in our chat for Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis seems to have a lot of plans, and we just want to be able to ask him, what are your plans for us? What is your way? How are you going to execute it? What are your plans? We want the questions coming in our chat. So let me see if there are any questions. Not seeing any at this time. Is there anybody that would like to unmute their mic and go ahead, pose a question? And here is a question coming in from April Gray. So April is asking, do you believe that you would be able to effectively communicate this message to get persons on board and actually convince them to take part in this based on the different levels of communication? I'm going to ask Mr. Lewis that you answer this as concise as possible. You only have 2 minutes within this question and answer period. You may go ahead with your response.
Okay. As you said, if I think I could bring across the communication better and all of that. Yes, we use social media as one. We could also use cars that are going all over the parish, which are promoting these stuff. So I think the communication will be a very great one in regards to the St. Catherine Youth Club if I'm elected.
Okay, Mr. Lewis. And we have one final question coming in from Tevin Ines. And he's saying you made mention of planning events, but what such events could you plan / implement that would get the youths involved?
Okay. Yeah, at Ebonyville, there we plan 6-a-side competitions in regards to football, netball competitions too as well. And there are a lot of persons. Just a few weeks ago, or I think it's 2 weeks ago, there was a Rainier contender event that was kept here. We had a giveaway session. It wasn't me, was the one who planned it, but I was the person who got the environment for that. I know Lauren was a big part of that. I don't know if you guys know Lauren. She's the secretary for the St. Catherine Youth Council. So I got the community center for them to host their event and give away the stuff. It was actually a back to school treat. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Lewis. Thank you again for presenting your manifesto to us. And we do wish you best on your election. So we're moving on now to our candidates for president, one of our candidates for the position of president, and that is Mr. Damar Swaby. Mr. Damar Swaby, are you online?
Yes, good evening. I'm on.
Could you turn your camera on for us? Seems to be having some issues. We're not seeing you, Mr. Swaby. It seems to be more connective based. Go ahead. Okay, we're still not seeing you.
All right, so it seems we are having, it's a technical inefficiency, the system that I'm using.
Okay, Mr. Swaby.
Yes,
In that case, because I do believe that your photo is on, so we'll allow you to continue without your camera.
All right. Are you hearing me clearly, though, Mr. Madari?
Yes, I am, Mr. Swaby.
Okay, perfect. All right, good evening, everyone. Of course, my name is Damar Swaby, and the position that I'm vying for is the presidential position for the St. Catherine Parish Council. All right, so I am actually a strong and determined youth leader. I'm from Bagua. I've served my community for over 7 years doing youth work. I've served the Bagua CDC, the Bagua EAC, and of course, as president for the Bagua Sports Education Non-Youth Club. Now, I've had the privilege to serve the St. Catherine Parish Council as its immediate past vice president. And of course, I am now running for the position. Now, my goal is to create a stronger youth network for St. Catherine, for the youths we serve. All right. We want to do this through proactive and proper planning and execution. All right. And of course, my plan is to utilize 3 phases to accomplish this. Phase 1 being to energize, phase 2 being to reassure, phase 3 to rebuild. All right. So phase 1, of course, we want to energize our commitment to serve. So it speaks to consistency, partnership, general stability, and of course, implementing a reward system for our member clubs. And the reward system will develop a youth club point-based system, which leads to our national, our parish award. It's something that we want to do for a while now, for our member clubs. Phase 2 now, which is reassurance. In this phase, we want to focus on performance evaluation. Performance evaluation speaks to council readiness and, of course, our network effectiveness. Because being the parish has a lot of youth organizations, we are supposed to build and maintain the effectiveness of that network. So we want to evaluate that from time to time. And of course, under reassurance, we want to rehabilitate our member clubs. So a lot of member clubs are inactive, dormant, or struggling. So we want to enhance those clubs through a rehabilitation, restoration, and development project somewhat, which we plan to enact, which I will plan to enact if I am chosen as the president. All right, so phase 3 now, based on my experience, we find that it is necessary to develop our youth, right? So training for our membership, training for our member organization, those are very important, especially when it comes down to, for instance, succession plan. And the plan is to implement programs that leads towards that, to develop the youths from where we are to where we would want them to be. And below our rebuilding phase, we want to, well, I would like to launch a youth health and safety promotion, which will target areas such as mental health for one, and well, other issues that speaks to youths, well, grassroots being what they are, couple of years down the line from where they would be. Right? I hope I didn't take up too much time. And again, you have to vote for Sweden, the one. Okay, thank you very much, and do endeavor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Swaby. And again, Mr. Swaby is going for the presidency of the St. Catherine chapter. And so I'm going to be inviting us now. This is Mr. President, Mr. Big Man. And so we want to invite us now to share our questions. Anything that you'd like to know, anything that you'd like clarity on, so that Mr. Swaby will be able to present or to clarify for us. Any questions? I'm looking to the chat. Again, you are invited to also unmute your mics if it is that you'd like to share with us your questions. I'm not seeing any questions coming in as yet, but my question to you, Mr. Swaby, is how do you plan to effectively lead your team? You know, being an effective leader requires a lot of strength. It also requires being able to be a team player, all of that. How do you plan to effectively lead your team to the success that you have highlighted in your manifesto?
All right, thank you for that. So I'm not new to leadership. I've led different dynamics of youths, completely different dynamics. I've led grassroots youth. I've led the youths who are not interested in volunteerism. I've led youths who are very different from the normal youths. You know, you have good youths, you have bad youths, right? So I've led all different types of youths. So I have a lot of experience with leading different dynamics. So understanding what it is that a youth would put in interest for gives you the edge in anticipating and putting measures in place to guide them to what you want to achieve. And to solidify the answer to that question, all right, I am a very proactive person. My main word is proaction. So I have to have plans in place ahead of events or activities, or so I have plans in place to mitigate against issues that might result coming from poor leadership.
Okay, Mr. Swaby. And one final question to you coming from April. And she wants to know, how will you get your team and the youths to trust you and trust that you will have their best interests at heart? Just answer this as concise as possible.
All right. Ms. Gray, thank you for that question. It is very simple. The first sit down, if I'm elected, first sit down I will have with my team is this. We're here to work, we're here to serve youth, right? And we in doing this, what we have to do is ensure that what we should do is done within the time space that it's needed to be done. It's nothing more, nothing less. There's what we have to do to ensure that our service to the youth is there.
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Swebe. We're grateful for your presentation to us. We're looking forward to hearing the results of the election and seeing your result in that step. So thank you again, Mr. Swebe.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are moving right over, and we're still in the parish of St. Catherine, but we're dealing with now the municipality of Portmore. And so just to firstly indicate that Mr. Kayvon Walters has indicated that he unfortunately will not be able to join us due to unforeseen circumstances. However, he did in fact want to be here. And so Mr. Kayvon, all the best to you. We are now going to be going over to the candidacy, the candidate vying for the position of secretary, and that will be Miss Camilla Brown. I am hoping that she is here with us, Miss Camilla Brown. Miss Brown, I'm looking in the participants list. Not sure if I'm seeing Miss Brown online, and I am not. So we're moving along to our next candidate, and this candidate is vying for the position of vice president. And our candidate is Miss Alanda Andrews. Miss Alanda Andrews, are you online? I am seeing you, and that is great to note. So if you're able now to present, you may go ahead.
Could you give me one moment, please?
All right, have a moment. And in the interim, I'm just trusting that we are all still energized and we are all still ready to hear from Miss Andrews. And we've all already made notes of the candidates that have gone before. In your parish, what are the things that you want to be seen? What are the things that are important to you, important to the development of our nation, the development of our parishes? You live in your parish, you know the things that needs to be done. And so don't be afraid to ask your questions. Don't be afraid to pressure the candidates. These are the persons representing you. And so Miss Andrews seems to be ready. I'm hoping that she is. Okay, so you may go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, good. Okay. Young people must have their voices heard at all times. Sorry, quick question. Is everyone hearing me?
We are, you are great. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Young people must have their voices heard at all times. We cannot be passive participants in the conversation about our futures. We must have an active and create the future we want. Edembe Abeng. Good evening, everyone. Alanda Andrews, a recent graduate of the University of the West Indies with a Bachelor's of Science in Economics and Statistics, has been a member of the Greater Portmore Police Youth Club for the past 4 years, where she has transitioned from a regular member to a key position on the executive team. Her experience extends to the involvement on the UWI-Mona campus with the commuting students body, where she served as the CEAC for 2 years. And she then subsequently became a member of the UWI-Mona Guild in 2022 to 2023, where she held the position of commuting students representative. As Andre Hugh, popularly known as Popcorn, would state, you can't have anything if you don't work hard. As your prospective vice chairperson for the Portmore Municipal Council, I am here standing ready to put meaningful impact to these statements. No, you have heard all about me. Let's get down to brass tacks. My tenure as vice president will not only be spent aiding the incoming president, but also I will be tackling matters in key areas such as sports, entertainment, charity, environment, and the creation of a careers and opportunities hub. Since COVID-19, we haven't had a complete resumption of all our sporting activities. I would like to change that. Not only would we go back to having a few competitions, let's make it 10 times better and have a municipal sports day. Having our communities come together and participate in good sportsmanship fun is not only healthy as we build the bonds and create good development for our youth. As youth, we are not strangers to charity and outreach, as most of us would have been exposed to charity from we were in primary schools and even before that. Proverbs 19, verse 17 states, "Whomever is generous to the poor lends a hand to the Lord, and he will repay him in his deeds." Through my tenure as vice president, I will aim not only to have more outreach projects in order to aid our brothers and sisters. I will have more outreach programs in order to aid our brothers and sisters. Initiatives such as feeding programs, clothing drive, health fair, and aiding the homeless within the municipality is things I would look at. Maybe one day in the future, we could have a dedicated home for persons in need, whether they just need a place of food or somewhere to rest their heads. I strongly believe that just like how we like to keep ourselves clean and fresh, we should think about our environment just the same. Listen, we all know that Portmore is about to become a parish, and we cannot have anybody saying that we are a shabby parish. Hello? No, none of that. So just like how we ensure, as I said before, that we are clean and fresh, we need to ensure our environs are clean and fresh. With this, I would actively advocate for initiatives such as cleanups, planting of fora, which are plants, revamping of the recycling drives within communities and schools, as well as advocating for more collection areas of garbage, such as skips. Through initiatives like these and others, we will ensure that Portmore is known for its environs. With a beautiful environment, we must have opportunities for development, not only commercially, but the development of our youth. We cannot be pretty but empty. Empty in the sense that we do not have opportunities to offer our youth. It is with that that I was led to wanting to create an opportunities and training hub in Portmore. This hub would partner with businesses within the municipality in order to offer gainful employment for our youth. Through partnership with these businesses within the municipality, they would hire qualified individuals living in the municipality in order to grow the economy within our municipality. The hub will not only list potential jobs, but offer training and teaching programs from Heart Trust NTA and other stakeholders to have meaningful sessions for our youth. This hub is not only to ensure that youth are developed professionally, but on a personal perspective as well. In the words of Machel Montano, the vibes is work hard and play hard. Therefore, we cannot leave the aspect of entertainment and edutainment. Portmore has a good amount of nightlife, but it is not enough. And I do not believe that as youth, financial constraints should stop us from having a good time. During my tenure as vice president, I will push for there to be more activities within our clubs. More games night, movie nights, not at a club, but at the theater. And also with the revamping of many other social activities. Let's not just revamp somewhat, let's holistically revamp. In Jamaica, one of the largest industries is in the entertainment industry, with the youth being the major stakeholders of this industry. Let's not only go to Kingston and Ochi to party. Let's develop Portmore in such a way that large events in Jamaica come to the Sunshine City to have a great time. In every plan I've outlined thus far, it is imperative that we all play our part, not only to participate on a singular basis, but to encourage other youth to participate in order for the growth and development to be felt throughout the municipality. Only through our collective partnerships will our dream for this municipality be achieved. I hope you now understand that I am the woman for the mission, and settled in me is greatness. I only need just a chance to show you that I am your vice president. A vote for Alanda Andrews is a vote that will get you answers. A vote for Alanda Andrews is a vote for future development. Thank you.
Okay, and that was Alanda Andrews, the woman for the mission, vying for vice president of the Portmore municipality. And so with that presentation, I'm seeing in the chat is buzzing right now, Miss Andrews, and everyone is stating their appreciation for your presentation. I'm inviting everyone now to share their questions. And again, Miss April, you're on the ball, and I will go ahead with Miss April's question. Do you think you will be able to convince the necessary stakeholders to come on board with your ideas for the improvement towards the environment and economic development? And what stakeholders do you have in mind to get on board with?
Okay, so let's tackle the first part of your question, addressing whether or not I believe that I'll be able to get these stakeholders on board. In terms of environment and economy, I believe that both play hand in hand. And as a developing space, as Portmore, we have a lot of housing schemes, we have a lot of working class people living here. It's everybody's duty to take care of the environment. It's not a singular person's thing. It's not someone with a job. It's all of us. Whether it be our children at primary school, we need to teach them not to litter. And if they see another littering, say, hey, there's a bin. It's all of our jobs. And if we maintain our environs, when people do come into the municipality and see how we take care of our municipality, they'll always want to be here, because we always want to be somewhere that's clean and well kept and just feeling fresh. And in terms of the stakeholders, business people would want to be and have business in somewhere that's thriving, somewhere that's looking lovely. You never want to be somewhere that doesn't have the looks that you want to be associated with your business. So them coming on board is not only in helping the youth and helping us to maintain the environment, also to grow their businesses. It's also to ensure that people always come back to Portmore, whether to live, whether to have the best entertainment life. It's all of those things.
Okay, and thank you for that response, Ms. Andrews. If there are any more questions, I'm seeing Davian saying that you can call on me whenever you are ready, Ms. Andrews. Your persons are ready and they're buzzing. And so if there are no more questions, giving you just the last opportunity, the floor is yours to pose your questions to Ms. Andrews. And I'm not seeing any more. So thank you again, Ms. Andrews, and all the best on your vice presidency.
Thank you. And good luck to everyone on the platform as well.
Just a quick question coming from Clevoy. How would you deal with conflict amongst the youths within your council? Just answer that as concise as possible.
Okay. I believe that as individuals, we should understand that everyone is different, but we should understand that our goal here is not, and I hope this is not taken in the wrong instance, but our goal is not mainly to become friends. Our goal is to progress the municipality, and through that, friendships and bonds will be created. So we shouldn't focus on what makes us different, but what makes us alike and why we want to build our municipality. More of the positive, less of the negative.
Okay, and again, that was Alanda Andrews vying for the position of Vice President of the municipality of Portmore. Thank you, Ms. Andrews. Okay, so we move on to our candidate vying for the position of President, and that is Mr. O'Shane Dixon. Mr. Dixon, are you ready for us? I'm seeing your camera on.
Yes, Mr. Junman, I am ready.
And that is great. You have the floor.
All right, I just want to know if everybody is hearing me clearly. You're good. All right, great. So my name is O'Shane Dixon, and I am the presidential candidate for the Portmore Municipality Youth Council. All right, so my theme for my campaign really is building partnerships through service. My vision and mission is for a transformed Portmore where our youths are empowered, marketable, and successful. My mission is to create, suggest, and develop measures within the Youth Council to ensure youth development and youth upliftment. A background on me, O'Shane Dixon. So I was born in Brayton, Portmore. I am a client relationship officer by profession. I have over 3 years experience in youth development. I am a former youth member of parliament for the year 2022, and I have been secretary for the Portmore Municipality Youth Council for 3 years. My proposed plans and ideas include the creation of a project called the Entrepreneurship Youth Program, EYP. So this project will assist in building entrepreneurial skills within our youths throughout the program. So what will happen is that we will get in touch with all the entrepreneurs across Portmore and have them share their experience, their journey, the strengths and weakness to entrepreneurship. And this will be communicated to the youths and prospective entrepreneurs within Portmore and even across Jamaica. The organization of youth seminars and functions with prominent guest speakers. So at least every month or every 2 months, there will be some form of function in terms of a youth seminar. So this youth seminar can be in the form of motivational, will include actually prominent persons like doctors, motivational speakers and life coaches, persons from the private sector, the public sector, a wide variety of persons. All right, so and the next proposed idea is to facilitate the development of our existing youth clubs. So within Portmore, I want to just to ensure that I am aware of all the needs and wants of all the youth clubs within Portmore and to facilitate upliftment of these youth clubs, publicize these youth clubs so persons in Portmore can be aware of the youth clubs being active and that other youths are able to join these youth clubs. Also identifying and supporting new youth clubs as well. Another initiative that I will create under my leadership, it will be the youth care program. So this is very dear to my heart, and I say this because this will target reaching youths that are vulnerable, within Portmore. So this idea coming out of COVID really, this idea came out of having experiencing COVID throughout the past years. And really this idea is to just provide increased assistance and welfare for the youths. So whether it be in terms of educational assistance, the need for food, giving back. So another thing is promoting well-being through mental health and mental health webinars. So this is an idea that the past administration of the Portmore Municipality Youth Council was big on, mental well-being, and this is something that will be continued. Increase youth engagement activities within our youth and our social media platforms. So let me touch on the increased youth engagement activities. So what I've realized is that the participation throughout the past term on the executive of the Portmore Municipality Youth Council, I've realized that the participation is a bit lacking. So I'm trying to get youth engagement activities to draw back these clubs to know that we need social activities, we need to socialize, and we need to build each other as youths. And the social media platform is to keep our social media platform active through online live sessions, through live sessions, and interacting with the various persons on social media. So as with what Alanda said, I share this same vision as well for increased charity events and ideas for the council to embark upon. So I'm all about giving back to the community. I'm all about reaching out to the vulnerable persons and assisting. So this can be in feed the homeless projects, persons that are considered shut in, visiting them and ensuring that they can see somebody and they can be encouraged about their situation. Another thing that I am, as a proposed plan and idea, is the environmental preservation activities. So some of these environmental preservation activities within Portmore is like planting trees across within the different communities, regular beach cleanup activities, not only on ICC Day, which is International Coastal Cleanup Day, but regularly visiting the beaches and keeping it clean. And as Alanda said, we like when the place look good, right? So yes. All right, so execution of my plans and ideas. How I plan to execute these plans and projects is basically ensuring that the goal and the mission is clear. Ensuring that organizing each stakeholders and communicating these missions and goals while accepting their intakes will lead to great achievements. So the goal really, as I said in the beginning about my campaign, is really to create partnerships through our youth clubs, our community organizations, the youth council, the private sector, the NYCJ, and other interest groups and other stakeholders, and even the government, to build youth empowerment. The vision and the dream can be realized only through unity and working together with a similar interest. My message to you is that I am committed to the development of our youths, and I believe that my role as the president of the Portmore Municipality Youth Council, along with my remarkable team, will ensure that all youths within Portmore are accounted for and that they are empowered. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dixon, again, vying for the position of president of the municipality of Portmore. And so you are now invited to share your questions. I'm seeing a commendation. I see you and Alanda working together well, Mr. O'Sheen. You're humble, focused, goal-oriented, goal and result-oriented leaders. So a question coming in now from April. You mentioned transforming Portmore. What are your views on Portmore becoming a 15th parish? What's your take on the effects of climate change in Portmore? How will you get those influential persons to get on board? These are all questions coming in, 3 different questions from April, so you can dissect them and answer accordingly. Please make your answers as concise as possible, Mr. Dixon. So again, I'll repeat the questions. Again,
yes.
What are your views? What are your views on Portmore becoming the 15th parish? What's your take on the effects of climate change in Portmore? And how will you get those influential persons to get on board with your ideas?
All right, so thank you for those questions, April. So my view on Portmore becoming the 15th parish. So I am in agreement of Portmore becoming the 15th parish, but I am also in agreement that Portmore needs development, further development. Like we need a hospital so that persons wouldn't have to be traveling to the KPH or the University Hospital or in Spanish Town, but we need somewhere within Portmore that we have a hospital, and we need further development services within Portmore. A rebranded fire station will be needed in Portmore. So I'm all about it being a 15th parish, but I want also with this parish status that developments will also be an aim as well. All right, so in terms of the question of climate change, so climate change is something that is experienced not only in Portmore, but across the Caribbean and the world at large. The effects of climate change, I mean, one of the thing in my manifesto is basically planting trees, because what we understand that Portmore is built on cutting down the trees and all of that. And, you know, the whole development of Portmore where the houses are basically trees and land used to be there. So my whole idea is basically to plant more trees within Portmore so that we can have reduced negative effects of the climate change that we are currently experiencing, because the time is like really hot and we need to do something about this climate change that's happening. How will I get influential persons on board? So as I said, I am keen on building partnerships. So in building partnerships, I plan to get the Portmore Municipality Council on board. I plan to get the government also on board and various stakeholders, NEPA as well, for engagement so that we can come together on one central goal. All right, so like the previous question, you said, how will I get the team and the youth to trust me? So trust is something that you have to build on. And I believe trust comes based on your personality. So based on how they see you, they'll be able to trust you. And I am a person of integrity. I'm a person of honesty, and I'm very open. So how I will get my team to trust me is to ensure that I'm open about all the engagements or everything that happens, all the activities that I have planned, to get their honest opinions, to ensure that they are satisfied and ensure that we can all reach to a common goal. Not everybody is going to be on the same page, but once we can be able to speak and to meet and unify, we will share a great achievement. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you, Mr. Dixon, again for presenting to us. And we are moving right along, wishing you all the best on election day. And so we're moving right along to St. James, to which we'll be taking the public relations, the candidate vying for public relations officer, Miss Martina Martin. Miss Martin, are you online and are you able to speak? Yeah, okay, I'm seeing that you've unmuted Miss Martin. I'm hoping that is you. Are you also able to open your camera for us? Okay, wonderful. We are seeing you. So you may go ahead now with your presentation. All the best. Okay, I'm not hearing you quite well. You seem to be muffled. I'm wondering if that's connected or is it the speak where the mic is.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I am indeed hearing you clearly.
Okay, 1 second.
Sure. But you are turned sideways based on the positioning.
I'm trying to get the mic. You still hearing me now?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Building bridges to a brighter future. Good evening, everyone. I am thrilled to present my candidacy for the position of the Public Relations Officer within our esteemed Jamaican youth organization for St. James. As we embark on this journey, I want to share with you my vision for the role and our organization's future. I will be talking on 10 principles that I see fit to use to move forward. Unity and inclusivity. I believe in the power of unity and inclusivity, as my first goal is to create an environment where every member is heard, valued, and included. We must represent the rich tapestry of the Jamaican youth, embracing diversity and promoting an environment where everyone's voices matter. Effective communication. This is the cornerstone for public relations. I will ensure that our messages are clear, concise, and resonant with our audience. From newsletters to social media, I will keep our members informed and engaged in all our activities and initiatives. For example, I will make sure that we post on all social media. That includes Instagram, Facebook, and the famous TikTok, of course. The Observer and the Mirror, so not only our youths will see, but our elders will also see what we are doing and what we are about. Amplify our impact. Our organization can be a catalyst for positive change in our community. I will work tirelessly to amplify our impact by strengthening relationships with our local media, sponsors, and other stakeholders. Together, we can bring attention to the issues that matter most to our Jamaican youth. And that brings me to my fourth point, which is youth empowerment. Our youth are the future of Jamaica. It is crucial that we empower them. I will initiate programs and initiatives that will focus on their skill development, leadership, and also their personal growth. We will equip our members with tools that we need to excel in their personal and professional lives. Advocacy and social responsibility. We will be the voice for the Jamaican youth on important issues, and I will ensure that our organization takes a stand on matters that affect us, whether it's education, employment, or just social justice. Advocacy will be the heart of my mission. Celebrating achievements. We will also be recognizing our members' achievements and contributions, as this is vital. I will organize award ceremonies, honor rolls, and spotlight their accomplishments to inspire others and foster a culture of excellence within our environment. Collaboration and partnership. Collaboration is the key to success. I will seek partnerships with like-minded organizations, government bodies, and businesses to enhance our resources and expand our reach so that each person can be involved. Transparency. I am committed to transparency in decision-making and resource allocation. Our members deserve to know how their contributions are being utilized for the betterment of our organization. Listening and feedback. I promise to be one of your best PR officer who listens actively and also responds to your concerns and suggestions. Your input is relevant as it is a guide in helping us to pave our path forward. And my last point is fun and friendship, because we cannot do this without having some fun and also creating friendship and memories. So we will work hard, but we will also have lots of fun, building a sense of friendship and enjoyment within our organization, as it is also equally important. So I believe that through all these 10 principles, we can build bridges to a brighter future for our Jamaican youth. I am dedicated to our cause, and I am excited to work with you all to achieve our goals. So vote for me today for your Public Relations Officer, Ms. Martina Martin, so that together we can create a stronger, more united, and impactful Jamaican youth organization.
Okay, so again, that was Miss Martina Martin vying for the post of Public Relations Officer. And so now we've heard from Miss Martin, and now we need to hear from you. What are your questions pertaining to her role as being the Public Relations Officer of St. James? What are the questions that you have for her today, this evening? Again, you are invited to share your questions in the chat. You're also invited to open your mic and let us hear the question that you have for her. And by opening your mic, I anticipate that you would raise your hand so that I could identify you. So, not seeing any questions posted in the chat. So my apologies. So Miss Martin, so I'll ask a question given that I'm not seeing any questions being posted as it pertains to Public Relations Officer. You've already highlighted the majority of what you plan to do. You've deliberated on your manifesto. But what is your ideal plan in ensuring that the activities of the council within St. James is highlighted, that yes, or your Instagram page or your social media, whatever it is that you're using, what is your running plan in ensuring that those are efficiently monitored and carried out?
All right, so I am a public face as I own a business, right? And I deal with young people a lot. So with that, I would actually let them know about our youth organization, the youth clubs. If we're having any charities, any get together, any funding. I will let everyone know. If they need help in anything at all, I will be hands to their reach. They can reach out to me. I will post meaningful items so that everyone can understand and no one will feel left out. They will all have a helping hand and can relate, and they won't feel as if anyone is pushing them away.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Martin. Just opening the floor once more for questions to be asked. If there's any questions, go ahead and post it in the chat. If not, we will move along. Just giving that last opportunity. And I'm not seeing any questions posted, so we will be moving along. Thank you, Ms. Martin, for presenting to us today. We were happy to have you, and all the best on your election.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're moving on now to the candidate vying for the position of president of St. James, of the St. James chapter. And so our candidate is Miss Lana Marie Linton. I hope I did not butcher your name, but you are now invited to go ahead and present on your manifesto.
Forgive me for the visual effects and the darkness.
That is fine.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, all officers, candidates, and youths present, good evening. My name is vying for the position.
Okay, Ms. Linton, I hope that you're sharing.
I want to be a part of this. If I'm president, my team and I will aim to foster. Yes, I am.
Okay, so
are you able to hear me?
I am able to hear you, but you are breaking up, and I would love for all or everyone here attending to be able to hear you. So yeah, I'll invite you to turn off your camera and make your presentation to us.
Okay, are you hearing me a bit better?
Yeah, you're much clearer now. Let me go ahead.
Okay, let me start over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all officers, candidates, and youths present, good evening. My name is Lana Marie Linton. You are a university student and currently the secretary of the Mandingo Youth Club, vying for the position of president of the St. James Parish Youth Council. My goal, vision, and commitment to my youth community is simple. I want to be a part of the change among our youths. If I'm president, my team and I will aim to foster a vibrant and inclusive environment that empower youths, promotes community engagement, and personal development. To empower our youths, I will seek to partner with different organizations such as I Care Jamaica, Harriet Hall Foundation, or HEART, among others, to organize workshops and our mentorship programs. Some of these workshops will be geared towards career advancement and building integrity that will inform our youth of the different opportunities of building their careers and getting a job and certified, thus developing and maintaining their skills, talents, and leadership abilities. I also recognize how important active participation of our youth clubs and at large the community is. So my team and I will organize monthly check-ins with each youth club, whether face-to-face or online, and host fun interactive activities such as movie nights, an executive link-up, and a casual get-together of all youth clubs at the Youth Innovation Center with the help of our YEOs, the Youth Empowerment Officers. Lastly, personal growth and holistic development, I believe, is crucial to our youths. Therefore, my team and I will organize educational initiatives and an interactive mental health awareness sessions. That way we can invite different persons, even some of our own from various youth clubs, to discuss with the youth issues that affect them on a day-to-day basis, that we may encourage self-expression, creativity, and critical thinking. And that will just nurture their personal growth. In conclusion, I am committed to the youth community within my parish. Therefore, I will work tirelessly to create an inclusive, supportive, and empowering environment for our youth to strive. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Linton, for presenting to us. And this is now the opportunity given to our participants, those listening online and on Zoom, to share your questions. So what are your questions for Ms. Linton? She's going up for the position of president, so we want to be able to hold her accountable. And so I'm seeing Miss April Gray asking, trust is important on any team. So all presidents should get this question. How will your team, or will you get your team and the youth to trust you and trust that you'll have their best interests at heart?
Thank you for that question. In terms of how will I get my team to trust me? Well, we are all basically gearing towards youth development. We are all persons, we are all different. Yes, we have different personalities, but at the end of the day, we have one aim, we have one vision. So I would actually mirror what Miss Andrews would have said. We have one aim, we have one vision, and even though we have different personalities, we have to come together. So we have to come together and do what needs to be done. So I would just say, we'll just take account for what needs to be done. Focus on the positive and not the negative. In terms of youth, in terms of trusting the youth, I would have been engaging in my youth club, and there are persons that are within various youth clubs that are already aware of who I am. So I would just continue to build relationship with them, continue to talk with them, and that's how I'll be building trust among the youths as well as my team.
Okay. All righty. And I'm not seeing any more questions being posted in the chat. Do we have any more questions? Is there anybody that would like to unmute and ask their questions to Miss Linton? Going once, going twice. And we thank you, Ms. Linton, for presenting to us, and all the best on election day. So we are now moving on to the parish of Kingston and St. Andrew, and we'll be inviting the candidate going up for the position of vice president, Mr. Zidane Skeen, to go ahead, open his camera, and to present his manifesto.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Just to confirm that you're seeing and hearing me.
We are, and you are good to go.
Okay. Can I have the permission to share my screen?
You will have to give you that host privilege. Let me just confirm.
No, I can. I just want to know if I can do it, because I see the ability to do it here.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and do that?
I'm not sure if this grants participants. Let me just check on that to see if you'd be granted that opportunity from where we are. All participants can share, so you may go ahead and share your screen.
And just to confirm that you are seeing my screen.
We are indeed.
Right. So good evening, everybody. I am Zidane Skeen. I am a second-year law student at the University of the West Indies, Mona, and it is a pleasure of mine to be here this evening. And of course, I'm interested in running for vice president under the National Youth Council of Jamaica for Kingston and St. Andrew. Now, I want us to look firstly at my little catchphrase here: your voice or vision, my mission. And that's really what this manifesto is built on. I think I have 4 fundamental pillars of the manifesto here. That's youth engagement and empowerment, leadership and representation, partnership and collaboration, transparency and accountability. And as I go through quickly, I'll just try to be concise. As it relates to youth engagement and empowerment, I believe that as the Vice President of the Kingston and St. Andrew National Youth Council Committee, it is important within the confines of the Constitution and the bylaws to ensure that youth are engaged and empowered. How would I do this? How will we do this? Because as I said, it's your voice, our vision, my mission. How will I facilitate this? Well, I think it's important, firstly, that we have a conflict resolution and violence prevention program. What this will do is that it will help children, not just children, but youth, the people we're advocating for, to understand that there are other ways with which they can resolve their conflicts. This is important. When we look on social media, when we look around us, we see that they're not resolving conflicts so well. I remember when I was younger, we used to have walk it out, talk it out. I think we need to rejuvenate that in today's society so that our young people can know that there are other ways to resolve simple conflicts, such as somebody stepping on your shoe, such as, simple things happening, how you resolve those. And I think we can do this by, of course, speaking to different stakeholders, psychologists, therapists, to come and speak to our young people, get them in one place, use our media privileges, use the different social platforms to broadcast it. Another youth empowerment and engagement facility I think is very important, and if I am selected as Vice President, or even if not, I think should be implemented, is a digital divide and digital learning forum. What will this do? We are in a society that is mobilized by technology, and everybody has to get on board. It is important, it is of vital importance that everybody is on one accord. And though we understand that not everybody have the mediums and channels, we will have to create it for them. How are we going to do that? Digital divide. Well, we are seeking, or we will be seeking to get persons to understand the intricacies and nuances of technologies, how they can use it for their own benefit, how they can make money from it, how they can, network from social media, how they can use technology just to build themselves as a young person. Of course, we are facilitating different young people from different walks of life. So how they can, show, if you have a small business, how can you do that? If you have a skill, how can you broadcast it? If you are a university student, how can you, meet with other persons with like-mindedness like you? And so to facilitate to all the different groups of people, I think a digital divide and digital learning forum is important. The other thing on my manifesto here is leadership and representation. I do not think that the youth of Kingston and St. Andrew can be properly mobilized unless leadership is at its core and at its strongest. And so I believe that as a youth leader, I'm privileged, I was privileged at least, to serve as a youth parliamentarian for the 2022 cohort. I'm on various committees, from the Jamaica Union Tertiary Students to the Optimist Club to the Youth Education Association. So, networking is important, and networking with strong people helps to build leadership, and leadership builds representation. And so I want to use everything that I would have learned and garnered to put into the Kingston and St. Andrew National Youth Council Committee. Partnership and collaboration. As I said just now, there's a plethora of persons with which I would have worked, been guided by, and so partnership and collaboration is important. We have to find people who are going in our same direction, they're going in the same direction as ourselves, and we have to work with them. What does this mean? It means getting people from different parts, different organizations to come and speak, not only to us as the leaders and the representatives, but to the youth, telling them that you can make a way. I'm privileged. My mentor, Rhodes Scholar, T. Margaret Jackson, they had a MEND program where literally I was a part of that. Young men were taken from different walks of life. So you get to meet different people from the highest to the lowest, whatever social ladder you want to put them on. But the one thing we had in mind is that we wanted to go somewhere. We wanted to learn. And I am thinking of something along that path. And so as it relates to partnership and collaboration, I'm thinking, how can we get different groups with like-mindedness to come and get these things that we want to be done, achieved. And so partnership and collaboration is very important. The next thing is one thing that April has been stressing: transparency and accountability. How can you build trust? Well, I think working with the different committee members are part of the Kingston and St. Andrew committee, and by extension, the national committee, trust will be built, transparency will be seen, and accountability will be done and taken. And so I think strengthening unity and leadership in action is a very good hashtag. You can see it at the bottom there. And I think with these 4 pillars of my manifesto, we can have a robust, continuous year. I think we will achieve what we need to do by liaising with people of like-mindedness, as I said before, and just coming together as it relates to growth and development. I think you cannot build the outside unless the inside is built. And so I think working from the inside of our community, we can show the outside. It's like letting your light so shine that others can see. And so as the Vice President, if I'm elected within the confines of the Constitution and the bylaws, I wish to work with my community to not only build young people, but to firstly build ourselves so that that can be emulated and that we can help others. And that's what I wish to do in the interest and case that I'm elected. Thank you.
Okay, and that was again Mr. Zidane Skeen vying for the position of Vice President of the Kingston and St. Andrew chapter. And so we want to pose some questions to you, Mr. Skeen, and I'm giving those in the chat the opportunity to formulate their questions for you. I see you made mention of April and her transparency question, and I'm happy to see that you presented on that. But I'm sure there'll be more questions for you coming out, and I'm giving everybody just that opportunity to go ahead. If it is that you want to unmute, if you want to share it in the chat, you may go ahead and do so. Do we have any questions from Mr. Skeen? Given all the opportunity, maybe they're just formulating the questions, writing it down, putting it in the chat. But we really want to pose that. Just in the interim, unfortunately, Mr. Tajay Wallen, the next candidate that would have been going, will be absent today due to matters beyond his control. However, he will be presenting on Monday, so look out for that for those who came here for Mr. Wallen. Given enough time, I'm not seeing any questions posted in the chat. And if you have a question, you may go ahead and raise your hand. Not seeing any questions. April says, I'm loving the mention of transparency and accountability. Likewise, Mr. Skeen, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're happy that you're able to present your manifesto. We see that you're eager for the position, and all the best in election.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. And that would be all our candidates that would have gone forward. For those who were not able to make it today, if you're here today, I would recommend—
Excuse me, sir.
Good day.
Night.
Good night, Miss Christine.
Miss someone Neil here. Mr. McConnell from St. Mary. He is in the room. Could we just give him a chance to present, please? He's going up for president.
That is Mr.
Davian McConnell.
From St. Mary, Mr.
Yes.
Dave. Okay, I'm seeing that. All right, so and he's going for the position of president.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. We're giving Mr. Davian the opportunity to present. You almost missed it, Mr. Damian, but you'll have a short opportunity, a short window of time to go ahead and present your manifesto. Ask that you make it as concise as possible so that we'll be able to get on with time. So let me know when you are ready. In the interim, again,
you're hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you, Mr.
I am so sorry about that, guys. I am all over in different meetings. Let me see if I can share my screen quickly and do this.
Okay, Mr. Maka.
Yes. Where is it? Are you seeing my screen?
I am seeing your screen indeed. I'm also seeing it saying that we couldn't save your design that's on Canva.
Okay, let me. Stop share.
Well done to all our candidates, indeed, Ms. Linton. Okay, Davian, are you ready for us now?
1 second, the PowerPoint is loading up.
Okay. Okay, Mr. McAnuff, are you able? I'm seeing
You
you.
see my screen now?
Yes, I am in.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Davian Makanoff. It is my pleasure to be here this afternoon, vying for the position of your next president for the St. Mary Parish Youth Council chapter. And I must say that I am excited to be serving or to be giving my service to the National Youth Council of Jamaica, specifically in St. Mary. So I know that I'm given 3 minutes, but I will be very brief with my PowerPoint, okay? So I must start by enlightening you on my current achievements over the years as a youth advocate and a youth leader in St. Mary. Currently, I'm the co-founder of JAFIL, that is Jamaica Association for Independent Leaders, current senior executive member at the Jamaica Youth Rehabilitation Organization, and current general secretary at the Visionary Youth Foundation. I am also an ambassador for the National Family Planning Board, former head boy of the Iona High School. I am also a prospective board member at the Ocherius College, and I also tutor English and mathematics there. Okay, so quick and fast. So I have a few things that I want to say about St. Mary and how I believe that my leadership can move the youth council from where it was and put it forward to a place where I can say it moved from good to exceptional. I have a way of saying I want to rise St. Mary with an update. And I repeat that slogan again, because I say rise St. Mary with an update. But further on as I go, you will understand what it means by rising St. Mary with an update. So restoring effective communication in the St. Mary Parish Youth Council. 1, I will create ideas that will appeal to the senses of young people in St. Mary, one of which will be a podcast in the parish to have constructive conversations about the youth development in our parish and public policies. By creating effective communication, I will create platforms that will disseminate information and activities that will be happening in the parish youth council. The youth of St. Mary is at a disadvantage where opportunity is concerned. To boost the mindset of our young people, I will create a small committee called the St. Mary Emergency Employment Accessibility Program. Now I heard somebody else spoke about entrepreneurship program. Now in St. Mary, the issue is employment and accessibility to opportunities. And so I will be creating a small committee called the St. Mary Emergency Employment Accessibility Program, where we will partner with ART NSTA. We will partner with these organizations that can employ our young people. And we know how ART operate, that if you go on a program and you work well, you might just get a permanent job. By restoring effective communication, we must have an active and engaging youth council. When I become your next president, I will be visiting the youth groups in the parish to work on an active plan to start having these groups functioning and adhere to the roles and responsibilities of an effective youth organization. The cohesive plan. So in St. Mary, I believe that we need a plan that will not only have youth councils in the parish, but also a plan that will ramp up the participation of these persons in the youth councils. And so the aim of the cohesive plan is a method to ramp up the participation amongst council members. Now, how will I execute this plan? We will ramp up the participation by reviewing the membership status of each group to ensure that these members are still interested and to know what are their concerns. How will we analyze the information we get from this? Based on the information that is received, I will be collaborating with these groups to have a series of group chats and small meetings. The only way to gain full participation is by understanding the needs of our young people along with their expectations. And when I say rise with an update, I mean that we will restore integrity, sustainable development, and equity. And that is rise with an update in St. Mary. Market the St. Mary Parish Youth Council. Now, the candidate for PRO who spoke mainly about selling St. Mary Parish Youth Council, I am in full collaboration with that, where marketing is concerned. Now, I have two things that I would approach in marketing the St. Mary Parish Youth Council. The St. Mary Parish Youth Council is not known by many persons in the parish. It is now at an active stage from previous leadership, and that will be maintained. I intend to market the St. Mary Parish Youth Council so that this council can become a household name. In achieving this, there will be collaborations with other NGOs to do more projects in the parish, which will create a physical image of what the Youth Council is. And I say before that the St. Mary Parish Youth Council for the last tenure, it has been very active. You guys would have heard about some activities happening in the Parish Youth Council, and I intend to continue to build on that leadership and on that activity that has started in the parish. While we maintain the visibility in the various communities, social media interaction will play an integral role in achieving our goal, which is to market the Parish Youth Council. The council will be on all social media platforms, interacting with the social community and creating a space of trust where our young people will look forward to become members. Annual Empowerment Initiative. We must recognize the work and contribution that our youths put every effort in. The former president, Mrs. Christine Salman Neal, in her tenure started the St. Mary Youth Awards ceremony. This was an initiative well needed in the parish of St. Mary, and I intend to make this an annual event hosted by the Youth Council. While this will not be able to acknowledge everyone, I will have an handover of certificates to the youth group of the month and to the youth of the month in St. Mary. Strengthening partnership. Objective 1. The St. Mary Parish Youth Council will foster partnerships with other parish youth councils to discuss possible ways of getting our youths involved. Now, I know that we have youth councils in different parishes, but I have noticed that there is not a strength when it comes on to communication with other parish youth councils. And so I intend to see how best we can work and partner with other youth councils to have discussions around the issues that our youth face and what we can do as a council to better this situation. Independent NGOs should be the target of the Youth Council because these NGOs are the daily ears and eyes of our young people that will provide us with information to tackle the issues in our parish. Now this meaning or this acronym that says ATEL, it means accountability, transparency, and ethical leadership. And that is what I will bring to the table of the St. Mary Parish Youth Council. The St. Mary Parish Youth Council will be one that have these values at hand. Your youth council will be managed by a dedicated, experienced, and visionary gentleman. Reignite the vision. The St. Mary Parish Youth Council will continue to work in the path of the vision and mission of the National Youth Council. Additional policies and procedures will be established to ensure the well-being of the council members. Now, this is a poster. It was made just for promotion. And so I hope that you guys see what Davian is bringing to the table with his core values of respect, patriotism, advocacy, transparency, and effective leadership. That is it from me. Thank you so much, guys, for waiting for me, okay?
Okay, Mr. McAnuff, a bit over time indeed, but we thank you for making your presentation to us today. I'm opening the floor for questions to be asked. I'm seeing a question or questions from April coming in. What about the individuals / youth who are unable to read and write properly? How do you plan on communicating effectively? Because a group chat and social media may not work for them. What's your response to that, Mr. McAnuff?
Okay, so I stated that we want to be active physically and socially. And so persons who fall within that group, which is the ones who cannot read and write properly, it is our responsibility as the Youth Council to get out there, find these persons, I mentioned having meetings, symposiums with these persons, see how we can get down to their level. And that is what Jamaica on a whole has lacked over the years, which is to get to people level so they can understand. And I am committed to ensure that anybody in the parish of St. Mary who falls within that bracket, whatever information the St. Mary Parish Youth Council has, we will ensure they understand.
Okay, and just following up from April, how will you get your team and the youth to trust you and trust that you have their best interests at heart?
And the youth trust you and okay, so I believe that my trust within my team, it will be gained based on the image that I have created over the years. I have been one who is dedicated to youth development in St. Mary. And I know that majority of those persons who are vying for positions, they knew and they know of the work that I have been doing in St. Mary. Now, I know that my trust, people gain trust different ways, right? And people gain trust by you just having a conversation with them, gaining trust by what you have done. But I am a person who is out there who have started many initiatives in St. Mary. And I believe that those initiatives that I have started are sufficient enough to gain the trust of my team.
Okay, wonderful response. Thank you again. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time for any more questions this evening, but we really want to thank you, Mr. McConough, again vying for the position of president of the St. Mary chapter. Also, I'd like to extend thank you to everyone who joined us here online and on YouTube as we stream today's manifesto presentation. And we really just want to appreciate you guys for coming out, for listening, for posing your questions, and for keeping our soon-to-be leaders accountable. I would like to encourage us all to join us on Monday, as we'll also be meeting our national executives then, as we continue our series of manifesto presentations and such. So again, thank you guys for coming out. I trust that you all have a great rest of night, and we'll be here to keep each other accountable and uphold what the principles are of the National Youth Council. So have a great day, everyone, and do keep safe.
Good night. Just a reminder, the presenters to send your presentations to me, to the secretariat email. All right, so, and please send that by Monday, no later than Monday, please.
All right, good night, everyone. Thanks, Mr. Mitchell.
Thanks for joining, Mrs. Walker.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye.
All right, bye, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Take care.
Oh my God. All right, folks. Good night. Good night.